Through the military-industrial complexes, corporations use the tools in governments and organizations to start some conflicts. They use the tools in the media to let the people in several countries hate each other, to be able to increase the amount of the people's money that they've been taking, before using the tools to start more conflicts, to further increase their intake of the people's money. To start a conflict, the corporations place some tools in two teams. The corporations unofficially placed Woodrow Wilson with Herbert Henry Asquith, Rene Viviani, and other tools before they made the placement official. The corporations made the tools in the two teams say in front of some Christians that the conflict was about Christianity, say in front of some Muslims that the conflict was about Islam, say in front of some Jews that the conflict was about Judaism. The conflict wasn't started because of Christianity, Islam, Judaism, or any other religious beliefs. The conflict was started by corporations that use the tools in governments and organizations to take the people's money through the military-industrial complexes. The tools placed with Herbert, Rene, and Woodrow were used by corporations to write agreements full of loopholes. An agreement mentioned creating an Arab kingdom. An agreement mentioned creating a Saudi state. An agreement mentioned creating a Zionist state. The agreement that mentioned creating an Arab kingdom was incompatible with the agreement that mentioned creating a Saudi state. The agreement that mentioned creating an Arab kingdom was incompatible with the agreement that mentioned creating a Zionist state. The creation of the Arab kingdom mentioned in the agreement would have prevented the creation of many of the nation-states that are referred to as Arab states, and would have also prevented the creation of a Zionist state. These agreements were incompatible with other agreements written by corporations using the tools placed with Herbert, Rene, and Woodrow. The tools of the other team were used by corporations to write other agreements full of loopholes, without mentioning an Arab kingdom, a Saudi state, or a Zionist state. The corporations kept using the tools and the loopholes to take the people's money, start more conflicts to take more of the people's money through the military-industrial complexes, write more agreements full of loopholes, to use the tools and the loopholes to take the people's money, start more conflicts to take more of the people's money through the military-industrial complexes. People will always have different religious beliefs, races, birthplaces. The tools are objects that shouldn't be used by corporations to say anything on behalf of any of them. The corporations use the tools to create the current version of the nation-state system with its current borders. States aren't real, they're socio-political constructs. These lines are extracted from a book titled Enlightened Populism, Reflections on the News Cycle of a Pandemic, available for purchase on Amazon.